Left front and right rears, we're hearing, are the tires that are going to take the biggest beating on this race course, David. And I think the Onyx team also has a problem coming in.
The Onyx team has got a problem with their oil seals on their wheel bearings, and of course the very, very extensive loading they get on that long, long right-hander and then the double right-hander. There's one of the Williams pulling over to stop. Is that a Williams?
Yeah, it is indeed, and I think that's Ricardo Patrase's car that's pulling off in the S section.
Now, that's a bit of bad. That's at Epingle, I call it in the thing, but it's not. There's Thierry Boots and his teammate. Well, as usual, unfortunately, our camera car, one of our camera cars, bites the dust incredibly early. We haven't had... They've become a bit of a jinx this year. Everybody now is getting really gun-shy about having the cameras on their cars because for some reason or other, a normally reliable car just goes all wrong. Look, there you are. See him pull it.
Something less than the high-speed picture we expected to get out of these cameras. Terry Boutsen, will remind you, has one, and I believe there is also one on the spare car that Ricardo Patrese is going to start hustling toward momentarily.
Well, he's got about a quarter of a mile. No, he's given up. Boy, oh boy, how absolutely frustrating. I know exactly how he feels. The guy's lying third in the championship. If he could have had a win today and both those McLarens had stopped, that would have put him on exactly the same points as Ayrton Senna. Well, in fact, it would have put him 1 point ahead of Senna. So what a day for him. There we see the cars now on the grid lining up. The last cars just coming into view.
John Bizignano called it. The Williams team was having trouble with this new development Renault engine, and in fact, Patrese stopped in the morning warm-up. What a terrible disappointment for the all-time leader in Formula One starts. We await now the lights. This is the moment that every Formula One fan loves most. The green flag from the back of the grid. We're under starter's orders. Let's listen. Quickly away, and it looks like Senna has the outside line as they fly down this long front straightaway. There's Senna to the right of your picture.
Whoa.
Teammate Prost tucks in between, and we've got a huge crash. That's one of the marches. That's Gugelmin.
Gugelmin tipped over. Well, we're going to have a red flag here for sure. More crashes going on.
There is Palmer in the Tyrrell to the lower left. It looks like Pirot in the Benetton. There is René Arnoux climbing out of the blue Ligier in the middle.
One of the Lotuses to the corner. There's Jonathan Palmer. There's one of the Ferraris.
That looks like Nigel Mansell in a Ferrari parked. And you see the coolant just spewing out of that march.
It snapped off the radiator and the water hose there. Mauricio Gugelmin looks fine there. The car is back the right way up. But that must have given him an awful shock there. The car just tilting over on the wheels touched, tilted the car up in the air and just dumped him right on his head. And you see the crews there, some of them wearing driver helmets and fire suits. He touched wheels with another car, and that, of course, is the greatest danger in open-wheeled machines such as Formula One cars. Touching those spinning, sticky rubber tires. Take another look. Midway on your screen. There you see his brakes lock up. He loses slight control. Runs into the back of one of the Williams, Boutsen's car. Takes the wing off Nigel Mansell's car. Gerhard Berger's forced to go down the outside, skating down on that very substantial roll bar.
And there was another, it looked like the Ligier. René Arnoux went over Jonathan Palmer's rear wheel and flew into the air as well.
An absolute chaos developing right through the entire field. There we see Nakajima in the Lotus coming off there.
And look at the confusion. That was the site of the accident in the back, and as you can see, parts flying off of cars in the foreground. And we have enormous confusion. Well, obviously, as David said, we will stop the field. We'll have drivers taking to their second cars, and we'll be back to sort it out when we return to a very dramatic opening here in France in just a moment.